I did it again. I watched another. Okay. So it's obvious. I watched another anime. I went through with it. We have quite a bit different setting this time. The bathroom didn't quite work out for me. Everything was too unstructured. And here I feel like I can really make this my own. So anyway, the anime is called Girls und Panzer, which is actually, if you're smart, you'll catch on that that's German for bad idea. So basically, the show revolves around a school. It's a school. It's normal. It's pretty chill, laid back. Except the one thing about this universe is that in this universe, fighting in tanks is a sport.
戦車道。それは伝統的な文化であり、世界中で女子のたしなみとして受け継がれてきました。礼節のあるしとやかでつつましく、そして凛々しい腐女子を育成することを目指した武芸でもあります。
The school has a tank club, and they compete with other schools in tank combat with actual explosives. So obviously that's a lot to unpack, and I don't think I can do it all by myself, which is why I'm going to have a couple of guests. Now, first person I would like to introduce you to is a good friend of mine. His name is Jack Starbird. He's very normal. He's normal. That's why I'm bringing him here. After two of these, especially the first one, I feel my mind has been corrupted. So I need to make sure this is just as absurd as I think it is, if not more. Jack will be able to tell me. So anyway, without further ado. Jack, get in!
Oh, Jesus, Ben. What happened to your car?
It sucks! No, get out.
Oh, okay.
Here, one sec. Let me get you the seat of honor. Sit down. How you doing?
Okay, Ben, are you okay?
Come on. Listen. Don't be shy.
Okay.
I think I told you I'm a...
What, don't let the world in?
Yeah, the world does not belong in here. So, I'm watching an anime.
Sure.
And so, I finished it last night, actually.
Okay.
You got to see a bit of the last episode because you were there when I was watching it. But anyway, the anime is about a school. I think it's called the Owari Girls High School because it's an all-girls school. Because if an anime has a man, it instantly is terrible. The girls at the school compete in tankery, and that's when they fight each other in tanks. Now, immediately, how does that make you feel?
Why the fuck are they in tanks?
Um,
At a school.
There's a couple, I don't know what the reasons are. They cite like tankery history, but they never actually explain why, like where the world diverges from our world and where their world starts.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I understood it, but alas, I do not. The cast of characters is very interesting. So, our main girl, last time we had a main boy, this time we have a female protagonist. That's representation. There's going to be a lot of representation in this video. So she, what's her name? Nishizumi, I think? Her name is Nishizumi.
Okay.
And she originally comes from a, I think it's a school devoted just for tankery.
Okay.
And she leaves because she hates it.
Okay.
And so she comes to this other school that doesn't have a tankery club. And she's like, yay, I can finally exist in my life without having to do tanks because my mom had a school and my mom really wanted me to do tanks. But then she comes to the school and you know what happens?
What is?
They start up a tank club. Because it's so popular. Everyone needs to have a tank club. And so she's like, I don't want to do it. The reason I came to this school is because there's no tanks here. But then the student council bullies her into joining the club. And so she joins the club. And she makes some friends. I don't know their names.
Speaks a lot to you, Ben.
There's Bookworm and Girl. Those are their names. They make friends with her very easily. And Bookworm likes books and science. And Girl likes boys. Those are their reasons for joining the Tankery Club. They all wanted to join, but the main girl didn't. But then she got forced into doing it, so they're like, oh, I guess we'll join anyway. There's also, I'm going to talk about my least favorite character now. My least favorite character is the Nazi. One of the girls has a German officer uniform, and she wears it at all times. Her name is Erwin. Jack, are you hot?
No.
You aren't hot, aren't you? That looks like a very warm outfit, and this car is very warm because the AC doesn't work.
No.
I could roll down the windows, but then we'd let in the outside world, and we can't have that.
No, my cold heart keeps me cool.
And we are back with Jack Starbird. So as the show progresses, the Tankery Club goes into the nationals. Actually, not nationals. It's like international. So like, there's like different countries. First, they have a practice round with the British school. The British people are all like pretentious. Like the thing they do is they all have cups of tea in their tanks, and they like pledge that they won't spill any of the tea, which is stupid.
Okay.
And then they spilled all of it, but they didn't lose. And they don't join the international competition, and they fight like America, which just has like a lot of tanks. That's their thing. And then they fight Russia, and it's really cold because it's Russia. And then they fight the school that main protagonist girl left from. And so she fights her sister because her sister is at that school.
Okay.
It's really hot in here.
No, I'm doing just fine.
You're doing fine? That's good.
Yeah.
So
I'm comfortable.
there's a lot of people drive the tanks. I kind of described the first group. In our first group, we have main girl, long hair girl, nerd 2.0, always sleepy, semicolon, the driver. And
that's not a good thing while you're driving, then.
and tank nerd.
Well, okay, how do I differentiate between tank nerd,
And nerd 2.0?
Nerd 2.0.
It's actually nerd 2.0, sleepy, driver. She has...
Electric Boogaloo.
They actually... They actually both look exactly the same, so it's very hard to differentiate between them. But Tank Nerd has like a bob, like a circular haircut,
Okay.
and she's obsessed with tanks. That's her thing. I was watching this show, and then like John Muse like came up, and John Muse was like looking at the tanks, and he was like, "Oh, that's a Panzer 7.453," and I'm like, "Why do you know that? You remind me of the people in this show who point at a tank and go, "That's a Panzer 7.4053." And like, I'm like, why do they know that? But John Muse knows it, so who knows? Maybe this is more realistic than I thought. I should ask John Muse if he wants to start a tank club. Also, it's only girls. There's no guys involved. It's advertised as like a way to like grow your femininity. Drive a tank. I want to grow my femininity. I want to shoot tanks. I want to be more feminine. It's a feminine quality that I have. I drive a tank! Anyway, the other girls who drive the tanks are, second team is the student council team, and then there is, the freshman club, which is all the freshmen. They decided to put them all in a tank together, even though they're woefully inadequate at driving the tank. And then another club is the volleyball team, because the volleyball team got canceled, and so they're like, what do? We join the tank club. And so whenever they're like stopped, they all like get out and they play volleyball. And they wear their volleyball uniforms, because why would they change
In the tank.
into the tank uniform? I'm sure I've shown clips by this point, but I can't emphasize the clashing themes when I see like girls in school girls in like uniforms, like poking their heads, like anime girls like poking their heads out of a tank as they like shoot each other. It doesn't fit in my head.
Are you saying that you don't imagine girls in tanks?
Yeah. Not the last tank, because more show up later, but this is all the ones I remember. The last tank is all the history nerds. This is where Hitler is. Hitler, it comprises of Hitler, who likes like European history, one of them who likes like American history, and then two who are both obsessed with like European history, also with Hitler. Oh no, one of them is obsessed with Japanese history. But anyway, like whenever they're in the middle of a battle, they'll be like, "This is just like the battle of it's just like the battle of Revere." And then the other one will be like, "No, it's this battle." And then they're all like, "You're right!" And then they all die because they were talking about history instead of fighting in the tank. Actually, I shouldn't put them down. They're probably the most experienced team around, because the rest are like either a volleyball team or like little girls. The ones they fight against, America, like I said, they just have a lot of tanks. Britain, they just have tea. Russia, they just have snow. And the other school has a mouse, which is a big tank. So I've gone through, if you haven't found out by the fact that this is a television show, they won the last round. I didn't like a lot about this show. I know I did this last time where I was like, the one thing I liked. If I was going to say the one thing I liked was the battles. If you can forget that there are anime girls riding inside of these tanks, it's not that weird. It seems like entertaining, and I don't know this because I'm not a tank expert like John Muse, but
Apparently.
they're apparently realistic. I know. I mean, they do fire. I need to go back and emphasize the fact that they are firing live, explosive tank shells. They damage the tanks that they shoot at, that there are other girls inside of.
Did any of them die?
No. I wish.
So
Apparently the tanks are like lined with like carbon fiber, like it can't penetrate. It's stupid, because like whenever a tank gets hit, it like shows the inside and it's like smoke everywhere, and everyone's like, we're okay, we're all alive. Like whenever a tank gets hit, they literally have to check, like, is everyone in there alive? And they'll be like, hey.
did you practice that?
No. Anyway, Jack, you've been a wonderful guest. Do you have any final thoughts to pass on before You leave this place?
It's hot and I want to go home.
Jack, you are home. I'm pulled up outside your house. Jack. Run home.
I'm free!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to part 2 of Car Anime Review. You may have noticed in the last part, the quality wasn't so great. I didn't know this because I had my phone turned the other way because I assumed the camera would be better, but it kind of had negative results. But I've switched it now so I can see myself and I know what it looks like, so I can fix it if things go wrong. It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed the last part. I decided I'd dress up for this one. It's appropriate. I'm a review of the week now, basically, with this between the hair and the suit. But we need to. I've been thinking. Maybe one of the reasons I don't understand what's going on in this stupid show is because I don't really have a good handle on the culture. How could I possibly understand if I don't understand what it's like, bug, to be Japanese, living in Japan? So we're gonna consult an expert. Oh, crap. Where are my keys? Ah, got him. There he is. He's on his way. Come on in. What's going on?
How you doing, my friend?
How's it going?
It's going good.
Close the door. Come on.
I can't.
Okay, you know what? Actually, you know what? I don't even know why this is here.
It's real hot in here, Ben.
Oh, is it? I didn't notice. Doesn't really want to come out.
We close this door.
What's up?
Hey.
So, so I watched, you've seen a little bit of the anime I watched, right?
Nope.
Wait, I thought I showed a little to you, like when we were sitting down in Riken.
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen any of it.
Alright, well, to give you a short idea about what it's about, it's about girls driving tanks.
Driving tanks.
What else would they be doing with their lives? Anyway.
Okay.
This is comfortable.
I agree. I'm comfortable.
This is very comfortable. This is very comfortable.
It's a comfortable temperature.
It's a very comfortable temperature in here for all of our viewers. So I'm dressed up, as you can see.
I feel underdressed.
This was actually a black tie event. I should have specified that when I told you what you should be wearing.
Damn. All right.
But it's fine.
I know. I'm not gonna go back.
No harm, no
change.
foul.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to go too deep into it since I already kind of explained the whole plot to Jack.
Understood.
Jack.
Okay.
Jack was as confused as I was, I believe. But now for you, I had a couple questions. So
Go for it.
Would you consider yourself an expert in Japanese culture?
I would consider myself an expert in Japanese culture, seeing as I've been to Japan.
Justin has been to Japan.
I've been to Japan.
This makes him the most valuable person we could possibly interview on this subject.
I'm an expert.
Now, I was thinking before I came to your house, because I was like, whoa, wait. What if the one reason I think the show is so weird is just because I don't understand Japanese culture?
Sure, as one would.
So so how can I immerse myself into the culture of the Japanese? You know, this bit is really funny, but I'm dying.
No one's gonna know it's extremely hot.
It's really funny to me.
It's extremely fucking hot in this car.
Not anymore.
No, I mean, It's residual at this point.
Why does this go down? The keys aren't in the ignition.
The best way for someone to immerse themselves in the Japanese culture, number one.
I'm listening.
Okay, good. Would probably be joining Anime Club, talking to me, playing Duolingo, or going to Japan.
Wait, playing Duolingo?
Playing Duolingo or
It's a
going to
game?
Japan.
Okay, going to Japan. So, like, so you've been to Japan?
I've been to Japan. I've hosted exchange students. I know the
I've
culture.
hosted exchange students.
I've
for
hosted
real?
exchange students every year for 6 years.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
When you were living in Japan, where did you
So those
stay?
people. I stayed in Tokyo, in Oda. In Otaku,
I don't
Japan.
want people to see me.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. My neighbors are kind of crazy.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have done this here. But anyway, as long as we stay in the car, we'll
We're
probably
safe.
be all right. We are protected. Did you stay like in a hotel? Like did
No,
you have
I stayed with a family, with
with a
an
family.
actual Japanese family.
What was that like?
Well, my people had definitely the biggest house there, because in Japan they got really small houses, don't forget. They got really small houses. It's not because they're poor,
Modest.
it's because there's no space in Japan. 'Cause
That's a very small island.
It's a pretty small island. So yeah, it's small. I was right in the heart of Tokyo. It was pretty
Very
nice.
immersive.
Very
Did
immersive.
you- so like, what's different about Japanese culture that like from ours? Like going into the house, like for example.
Everything's small and cute as shit.
Okay.
Everything. Everything.
You mean
Kawaii.
Kawaii.
Kawaii. It's
My-
a word that applies
my-
to everything.
my 54-day streak on Duolingo is really paying off.
Okay.
So we're,
So yeah.
what's it like when you get in the house?
Well, when I get in the house, so basically you walk in and you
It's a
take off your
microphone.
shoes. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to take off your shoes.
Take off your shoes.
You can't be disrespectful. Like here, you're running around outside bare feet, stepping on nails. That's the shit you got to do. Take them off. No more shoes. I'm keeping mine on.
What if you
I
like step
wanna
on a Lego in
disrespect
the
you.
house? I mean, I guess. when I
They
think
don't
about
have
it-
Legos there. Only hentai.
Oh, that replaces
That's
that.
it. That replaces Lego for children. Actually, I did go into a hentai shop while I was there with
This
the
is
entire
important
family.
information. With the entire family?
Mother,
Is that
father,
like a
son,
thing that,
little
like,
brother.
Is that like a family activity?
Well, it was an anime shop, right? Because I was looking for a certain manga, as one will.
Of course.
Of course, I was in Japan. When in Japan.
When in Japan, do as
So-
the Romans do.
Damn right. So I walked in, and the first floor, I expected it to be like, the chill stuff, and then like maybe there was a basement full of hentai,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, first floor, all hentai. Next level, card games.
Card games.
And then the top level was the manga. You had to get through the hentai to the back stairs and then up to the card games.
It's a test of strength.
It's a test of strength. It's a test of moral willpower. That's another thing. They're
What was
modest. They're modest over there, but they're very sexually explicit.
What was the family's reaction to walking through layers of hentai to get to what you wanted?
they had been in there before.
Oh, so they understood.
They knew what to expect.
Wow.
They stopped and looked.
They stopped.
There was stopping. They were looking around through the hentai, and I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
I'm just gonna power through that.
Did you speak English with the family, or?
They spoke a little bit of English, enough that we could, do hand gestures and get through it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And did you have to speak some Japanese to get
I
through?
knew a few words, mostly arigato, which is thank you for the viewers.
Yeah, it is.
That means thank you. Arigato gozaimashita is
That's
thank you
thank
very
you very
much.
much. Oh.
Yeah.
What's wait, now I should quiz you.
Oh, God.
Alright. What does hajimemashite mean?
Hajimemashite. That's not the prayer you say before dinner, right?
That's, can you say that? Ikitakimasu.
Ikidekimasu. Yeah, I was about to. I almost had it. I was close.
You were close.
I was close.
Hajimemashite.
Hajimemashite. I don't know.
You might say this when you see someone, like, for the first time.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet
Here
you.
we go.
How do you say good evening?
Good evening.
It's different from konnichiwa, correct?
It
I can't remember it, that's why I'm asking.
is. I don't remember.
Am I sitting on the coffee maker?
Yeah,
right
you
now?
are.
I'm gonna break it.
I'm surprised that's the first time you realized you were sitting on the coffee
I didn't
maker.
really realize. Here's the proof.
Put it back under there. Sit on it again.
Don't worry, I was going to.
Good. Right on the sharp bit. Oh, now here, let me get. Here we
Shove it
go.
under my ass.
Hentai.
Hentai! Oh no, now this video's gonna have to be child restricted.
It's gonna be demonetized.
Oh no, I was making so much money on YouTube already.
Damn.
So, I always thought that was weird. How, like, you know, whenever an exchange student will come here, we all expect them to speak English, like, well.
Yeah, and when I went over there, we expected all of them to speak English well, too, because Americans are stubborn and won't learn foreign languages. I met the mayor of Tokyo. I met the mayor of Tokyo, and he had to speak English to me. I didn't speak Japanese to him. I had tea with the mayor of Tokyo.
Fuck!
He was a lovely man.
I just spat on my own notes.
We came out, this was like the second or third day we were there. We were there for 15 days in total.
What family did you stay with? Like, the royal family?
No. So they were an upper class family, but everyone gets to meet them, like all the
foreign exchange
all
students?
the foreign exchange students, because it's like, you know, ambassadors from America, that kind of thing. I was technically an ambassador, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So I met the mayor of Tokyo. We had tea, which is called what's the word for tea in Japanese? Ocha. There we go. Yeah, we had green tea with him, and we shook his hand and said hi, and then we sang him "America the Beautiful," and left.
You sang "America the Beautiful" to the mayor of Tokyo?
Yeah.
That's what you brought to the table?
That's what I brought to the table.
That's what we would expect.
We had one song in
Japanese.
We had one song in Japanese. I don't remember any of it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you were talking a little bit about how there's not a whole lot of space on the island.
No, it's small as hell.
Okay,
everything's like really close.
Would that possibly contribute to the fact that on the show, we're going back to the show now.
Yes, please. I'd love to talk about
on the show
that I've watched.
Every school is on an aircraft carrier.
On an aircraft carrier. You know, I had heard plans when I was over there that they might be shipping off all their students onto aircraft carriers that Japan does not have because they're not allowed to have a military.
That's not
fun fact.
That's no one's fault. No one said they couldn't do that.
But anyway, I could see that happening. I did visit 2 schools while I was there.
That's the
junior
other thing
high
I think is
and
weird.
a high school.
Wait, that's the other thing I think is weird, that like the show is a tank show.
Uh-huh.
After, like, it would be so hard to, like, acquire a tank.
In Japan, yeah.
Already.
Yep.
For recreational purposes.
Yeah, it's a bit...
At that.
It's a bit far-fetched, to say the least.
The aircraft carriers are, like, also, the fact that it's an aircraft carrier... First of all, it doesn't need to be... It doesn't need to be an aircraft carrier. Mm-hmm. Well, the reason it's an aircraft carrier is because it's, like, a town on an aircraft carrier.
Okay.
Like, there's, like, trees and, like, grass.
Oh.
It's, like, a plot of land...
Okay.
on top of a ship.
Interesting.
And, like, you can find these buildings, and if you get in that building and you go downstairs, you're in the bowels of, like, an aircraft carrier.
Are they driving tanks on an aircraft carrier?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we ever see the mainland?
Yes. All the competitions take place on the mainland.
Tank driving competitions. I see.
I said this to Jack, but I need to tell you, there's nothing more... There's nothing that confuses my mind more than seeing like a tank roll by that like looks like normal, like a tank, and having an anime girl poke her head out of the top.
You mean sexually confusing?
No.
No,
I don't.
Just confusing in general.
Sexually what?
I don't know. I could see that.
What am I sexually attracted to? The tank or the girl? What would be worse?
I think it's a different sort of attraction. You know, your masculinity attracts you to a tank.
I don't like this. Justin, am I masculine? Please tell me if I'm masculine.
It's,
I need to know.
You're in theater and everyone in theater is gay.
Yeah, that's the rules.
That's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Declared by Mr. Roach.
Actually, according to Mr. Roach,
being gay
is a cult.
Being gay is a cult.
We were talking about
You heard it here second.
Dynamics.
You heard it here second, because Mr. Roach said it first.
Mr. Roach did say it first.
But being gay
is a cult. Mr. Roach was in class, and we were talking about...
And he equated...
people who were coming out to their parents, and he said, like, imagine if you went to college, and I gotta get my voice better. Imagine if you went to college, and you wrote a letter back to your parents, and you told them that you had just joined this brand new cult. So... back to the show.
You've moved. I'm gonna move as well.
How can I make myself more Japanese?
Bicycle. I bicycled in Tokyo. It's terrifying. You need to bicycle like you're about to get hit by 17 cars, because that's what they're doing constantly.
The cars?
The cars. The cars are trying... I was in a bus, and it drove up a hill for about a quarter of a mile backwards. And that's about the level of driving you need to be at.
Very squished together. I've been in Rome, and driving around in Rome
Different, tighter.
is terrible. So I can't imagine the Japan.
tighter, more recklessness.
Japan would
Watch
be great.
anime in your car while you're driving.
I'm
They have
almost
tablets
already there.
in.
I've been listening to
embedded
anime
in-
music in the car.
Okay.
It kind of sucks that this is like that. This didn't obey me. I really wanted to like. Oh, sorry. That's your tail. Like for real? Why is it doing this?
We'll figure it out.
That's fine.
I'm gonna,
It
I'm
doesn't
gonna work
matter.
on that. I'm gonna work on this while we talk. All right.
It doesn't matter.
Nope, I got it. I figured it out.
You did?
Hang on. Yeah, that's that one out.
You gotta do the other one. Hooray!
I'm a wizard.
Justin did it. Okay, continue.
All right. So basically, there's other things you can do for sure, but that's what you want to start with in order to become
Japanese.
Japanese.
I'm gonna take this to heart, and hopefully by the end of this process, I will understand.
Moving to Japan and changing your nationality also helps.
Oh, Girls in Panzer. That's the name of the show. I know I didn't say it yet, but the name of the show is Girls und Panzer.
Panzer. That bug is a really fucking big stinger.
Is that a stinger?
Yeah, that proboscis on the end right there.
Proboscis.
Yeah, it's also.
This is some Fallout vocabulary.
Is it in the car or is it outside
It's
the
in
car?
the car.
Okay. Literature. You can read manga.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Uh-huh. They really like literature over there. American things, they like to make fun of that.
That's another thing. I need to ask you, what is with Japan's obsession with America?
So Japanese obsession, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like America has things that are better than Japan, like space
Yeah.
and gun law, and no gun laws.
Oh,
rather.
they want that?
They want no gun laws. They want to be able to drive their tanks.
Yeah, naturally.
Naturally.
Tanks is like gun laws and car laws combined. Tanks
Yeah.
is like gun laws and car laws combined. You can quote me on that. So, Justin, I don't have much more for you.
Okay.
But I'm happy that you've been able to give me some insight.
Some enlightenment, yeah.
I'm not
I
gonna
hope
do.
it helps.
I'm not gonna do any of these things.
That's good.
But,
Don't recommend it.
But I think I've learned a little bit. You actually like genuinely helped me explain some of the airship thing, and that's more than I expected.
I'd like to specify something. Becoming Japanese and becoming a weeaboo are two very different processi. We have discussed in this car ride, even though we're not going anywhere, in this car we've discussed how to become Japanese. How to become
We're in a
Japanese,
car and it's
not
been a ride.
how to become a weeaboo. Just so you're aware, being a weeaboo is very different.
Is it harder?
It's a different level of mastery.
Justin,
How do you feel, Ben? Are you satisfied?
I'm satisfied. Have fun at prom.
I will. I'm gonna leave.
Get out of my car. It's a little hot. Oh wow, that's so nice.
It's a good vibe. Bye, Ben.
Bye, Justin. Justin. Bye.
Bye.
I love you. Hi, can I get a medium Coke, a medium chocolate milkshake, a 20-piece chicken McNugget, no sauce, and a 10-piece chicken nugget? No sauce. Thank you. You too. Sorry about that. That last one made a lot more noise than I expected. We got one more guest. Kind of a surprise. Better make it look nice. Cover up all the trash. Just so you know, filming this, I originally thought I was going to do this in a day. I started filming this 3 months ago. Hey! Come on!
I didn't see you in the driver's seat and I got very afraid.
Close the door.
It smells like McDonald's and I love it.
I wonder why.
Could you have been getting McDonald's? Holy shit, it's a miracle.
Close that door.
Ow.
Everyone,
Holy fuck!
meet Blake.
I wasn't prepared for this.
A gift indeed. We have much to discuss.
We have much to discuss.
Now,
Go for it.
Blake has a more interesting view on what I've done, because you know what? This is going to be a more inclusive video.
Getting some diversity here.
Because all the other people I interviewed were men. Big, strong, powerful men.
Testosterone.
Testosterone indeed. Both of them had beards, actually.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
I'm very different.
I'm changing the formula. Blake, how do you know me?
How do I know you? We met.
That's gonna be the first question in the comments.
No, we met at Rebel Shakespeare.
We did?
Which is a theater camp for Jesus Christ. Blessing.
It's really hot.
It's toasty.
We're not gonna be able to change that because I really, really don't want anyone to hear what's going on in here.
No, that's completely valid.
Did I tell you what I watched?
No, you didn't. You just said, Blake, you're in my anime review, and I'm like, okay. So,
Wonderful.
honestly, it's an honor, but I don't know what I'm doing here.
And you've been a fan of the series from the start, right?
Oh yeah, from its humble beginnings.
In a bathroom. We've
Yeah.
upgraded. What I watched was a show, and this is gonna sound German, but trust me, it's very Japanese. It's called Girls und Panzer. Do you know what Panzer means in German?
I don't, and I'm afraid to find out.
Give me a sec.
Ben, did you tape up your phone with Scotch tape?
Irrelevant. Panzer means tank.
Oh god, I'm afraid.
So I'm going to leave you a lot in the dark because I've already explained most of the plot in other videos, so I
Okay.
don't want to be repetitive, so you're just going to have to be confused.
Constant state. So.
It's a show about a bunch of girls from a school. People are walking by. I don't like that at all. But anyway, it's a show about a bunch of girls from a school, and in that school, they compete in there's an elective, and it's called tankery. So I'm going to show you a series of images taken directly from the show.
Alright. Pretty classic anime style.
Quick question.
I'm
Which
afraid.
Which one of these girls is obsessed with Nazi Germany? Take a guess. This is a pretty wholesome one.
Well-
Don't pay attention to what they're doing it on.
No, yeah, it's always a good sentence. Very excited.
Thoughts?
I think they're winning.
Oh, this is a good one.
Tag yourself. Tag yourself. I'm the hot pink one in the back.
You like that one?
I really like that one.
That's the one that all the freshmen drive. They decided to put all the freshmen in a group and they drove the pink tank.
Of course.
They painted their tank pink.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a good one. This is real dramatic. I don't know. This looks like concept art because I don't remember seeing this on the show. But
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Am I allowed to swear?
this is gonna be unlisted, so yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. Through the street.
Wait, that looks like something went very wrong in Google Maps.
Yeah.
Can I see this?
Of course.
Okay.
Do I have any more? Oh yes. So remember how I mentioned the school was on an aircraft carrier?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like the size of Manhattan.
It is. It's a city.
But it's never addressed why all the schools are on aircraft carriers.
Once in the show, they talk and they're talking and they like, oh, that was back when all schools were on land. Like offhand, like that. How does it make you feel when I tell you that I have watched 4 animes?
Disappointed and curious.
I like the second one.
Oh. I like that.
I keep going back to McDonald's. I hate myself.
There it is. I feel like if you do the sunroof, the sound will go up and not out.
I'll give up. I see to the world around me.
Then I would like to help you make an anime intro for your
Myself?
YouTube channel.
Oh, that's perfect.
Very much in this style.
We're under arrest for this, what we've done.
I don't blame them.
The reason the volleyball team has their own tank is because the volleyball team was outphased by the tankery club. It's so they all had to choose a club to join.
I want someone to major in tankery.
You major in like the history of tanks. No, you need to you have someone to major like in like how to drive a tank and kill people. A college major.
Specifically, like the Like
oh yeah,
sport.
man! I got a scholarship to Penn State on tankery, man.
Somebody's like,
I'm a loader. I'm a varsity loader.
the writers.
Of this show.
Yes.
Who proposed
Imagine that board meeting. Yeah, who's just like, listen, guys, it's gonna be fine.
obviously it was a manga first, because that's how it goes in Japan.
Yeah.
That's why I think so many crazy things can come out of Japan. You know why? Because like one person who like decides to like make a comic and have this one crazy idea that's so bizarre, and like it somehow succeeds.
Yeah.
And then since it's a success, it has to be made into a film animation adaptation. It's like they don't have a choice. Like they have to follow the source material. Like there's no board meeting about like if the girls are gonna drive tanks. That's the story.
Yeah.
The way that anime like makes like if you have a guy and a girl next to each other in an anime, the guy is gonna have like eye, white, black, and the girl is gonna have eye,
Yeah.
white fading into bluish, big blue going into blackish, and like huge eyelashes. Like, to end this off, this is gonna be the end of the review. I think it was a very fun time. And I have to give a final rating. Final rating, 2 out of 10. It kept my interest because it's like, you know when people say you can't look away from a car crash?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but with tanks.
Can't look away from a tank crash.
Nope. I'm going to... you know what? I should say it in the present tense, because by the time this comes out, it'll be in the present tense. I have made a Discord server.
Oh no.
It basically, I'll have a couple different channels. I've worked in Discord before, but I've never had one. I know a lot of YouTubers make, like, Discords to, like, post, like, behind-the-scenes pictures and stuff. I'll do stuff like that. And,
Making it big time.
yeah, just join it and have fun. I'll post new videos there, so keep notifications on, baby!